Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Pat. Good morning, Omer. Good morning, good morning. All right, guys. So let's get this show on the road. There you go. So we're looking at crude oil, and we're seeing that the market kind of broke that cap and set up short, rallied up, and now it's retracing back to the middle of the range. The overall structure of this market is long, but we're going to be experiencing a bit of selling pressure. So here we go, right here. So that's channel number one. If we break that channel, which is target number 3 at 93.3, then we can retest the low end of that cloud at 92.04. And at that point, the market needs to hold that structure. Otherwise, we will kind of violate that whole rotation into a lower rotation where shorts are become more prominent. But definitely a topping behavior that we're seeing in crude oil right now. Here we go. Russell 2000. Fairly consistent with what we've seen yesterday. We're playing within channel number one and channel number two of the prior move. And we have a target number one at 1911. Granted that we close into 1918 and a half at the open. If that closes, then we have a good chance at hitting the low of glowbacks, then potentially go down to target number two, which is 1899.2. Good morning, Mark. How are you? And you're gonna see a lot of that or similar behavior from ES and also NQ. Very consolidative around glowbacks. Okay, and so the stop to that rotation is going to be 1934 and a half. Gold. So gold, I mean, let's draw the channels here. Here we go. So now we have channel number one and channel number two, and the line in the sand in gold is going to be right here. Okay, and if we break above 1766, the personality of the market will change. Samuel, good morning. And otherwise, this push will lead us to sell pressure below 1750, and that takes us down to retesting target number five. I think this market is just going to be consolidating here for a little bit. This 1766.2 got hit twice or close to it and reversed, so it's showing up to be a solid resistance, and the shorts are definitely in control in gold. Target number five is that 1742.9. Target number six is 1718.9. ES. So we hit target number 5, which is 41.1475, and uh, this is an area where fading can be a factor, and we're getting a bit of it going on, but the overall structure is still short. We are in channel number 1 on the short side, and typically it takes 2 channels in order to make a trend or hold a trend. So that's what we're dealing with, channel number 1. So as long as we continue to trade under 41.58, there's going to be a pressure under this market for lower prices, and we can revisit 41.1475, and we are looking at target number 6 in that rotation that could take us to 4,051, and that's significant. I mean, amazing that we're not showing any strength so far, and you got to look at where Globex is at. It's 41.28 and a 41.28 and a quarter, and we're right at it. Good morning, Reddick. How are you? So that's what we're dealing with right now. So this is a short market, and we're looking for rallies as a shorting opportunity. I definitely want to see. Uh, I want to see 41.22 and a quarter show up. If that happens, then we're gonna experience a continuation to target number 5, then a flush that could take us to target number 6. On a daily basis, we're seeing consolidation in and around the middle of the range after breaking channel number 1 in this rotation. This is an area where you can see a pause in a two-sided market, so we have to be fairly careful, and we're getting a behavior that is very similar to what we got yesterday, where the price action is literally dead center in the middle of the range and also in the middle of uh, in and around Globex. Okay, and in and around target number 1. So there's a lot of things going on right here. Crude oil hitting the top end of that channel, and that is an issue. What time is it? 2 minutes. We got 2 minutes going on here. We're getting a little bit of a sell pressure coming through. So let's speed it up here. Gold is struggling in the middle of the range on a daily basis. Uh, channel number 1, similar to what we see in NQ. Tesla, I understand why it's going. And Euro USD gave us a captain setup short right here at 99.5, and now we're good, and we're going to lower prices. A switch trade right here will get us to target number 2, which is a break of that structure as well. Let's take a quick look at there you go. So I darkened the Globex band, so this way you guys can see it a little bit clearer, because it's been a fairly significant uh, thing for us to look at. We are 12,892 is Globex, and we're oscillating around it. They put on a switch trade short right here, flushed it to target number 2. You have a disconnect between the 200 NT and the 100 NT Rinko, meaning the 200 is still aiming higher, while the 100 NT Rinko is is disconnected from it and showing selling pressure. Target number 3 is 12,861.75. And we are coming into the open. So what is the strategy for the morning? What are we going to do? Um, it's simple. The first 15, 20 minutes, we are watching the market and reading the market and developing a sense of the participants of the day. And, you know, at 9 o'clock Central, basically, in a half an hour, we're going to take a closer look and try to execute. When the market is trading in and around Globex right here, in this behavior, definitely patience is the best option for me. I'm gonna post an order uh, just to make sure that things are behaving correctly on my machine, which they are. And now let's get busy. Remember, every day, in every way, we're getting better and better and better at trading. So stay disciplined, stay focused, and let's make some money. Good morning, Ken. How are you? How is the audio coming through? Does it come? Is it coming out good? All right. So a couple of things. One, if we break above 17 and a quarter, 17 and a quarter, then we're gonna get a behavior in which we can retest the top end of the Globex band. Selling pressure coming through ES. So what are they doing right now? They are literally just churning people around Globex. Not a behavior I want to participate in the morning. Not yet, at least. So we have at the top of the hour pending home sales, and that's going to come at the top of the hour. Then crude oil at 9:30. So we got some news coming up here shortly, and kind of make sure that you're protecting yourself into that news. Good morning, Safe. How are you? So what happened if we break down to 842? Well, that's the bottom end of the Globex band, and then rallies become shortable, but we have to be very cautious. Anything between 42 and 30 is the market can fade that. So we need to definitely wait for a rally, but it hasn't happened yet. Anyway, see that? No reason to trade. Yeah, this thing is gonna run above Globex here. At least it looks like it's about to do that into the 900. Uh, we're gonna definitely watch because this is an area where things can just literally do what it's doing right now. Run up a little bit, run down a little bit. It just keeps oscillating around that line, and that line is Globex. Yeah, so that good morning, good morning. Yes, good morning. I mean, if they put a captain setup long right here at 84 and a half, which they just did, that's going to push the price higher right here. That's quick too. And here you go. So the market is in sync on the long side right now, but it's dead center in Globex. And they just generated inception trade and a captain setup at 84 half. So you were expecting a price to go to target number 3 on a push, which is 10 and a half. And the stop to that rotation is 875. Here we go. They put a switch trade right here, and now we should be pushing. And target number 3 is coming up. Okay. All right. So no trades for me, and we're just simply watching and making assumptions at what the price should do and seeing how those assumptions are working out. So let's see if this second rotation that they just did can get us to target number 3. Target. Okay, here we go. Here you go. Let's see if they can get to target number 3 on that one. Yeah, we should be able to push here. See how they oscillate around Globex? That's why we avoid that type of price structure. Good morning, Brad. Good morning, Adam. Safe, good morning. Yeah, this is a whole lot of noise. Whole lot of noise. The assumption is we can hold on. If we get a captain set up here, I may just take it for a quick scalp. Yeah, it's just messy. Let's see if they can get above that 900 and just push. We should be able to. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Here we go. Come on, baby, let's go. So I'm only risking 6 points. Come on, what is this mess? I'm out of this trade. I am just literally taking a flat. and just watch it. I mean, it's gonna go now. It's gonna go now. It's gonna go now. But that is the definition of noise. Definition of noise. Okay, there you go. So if yeah, look at how messy that is. So we gave it a bit of time to see if we can get to target number 3, and it just you got a captain setup, another captain setup, another captain setup, double captain setup. It's just literally killing people around that range, and we took basically a point profit on that trade and just moved on. Because it shouldn't have done this. It should have definitely, with this captain setup and that other captain setup, going to 1210 or 910 should have been a quick affair. And the fact that we kept rotating and rotating told me that I need to kind of reduce my exposure and look for a flat. Yeah, it's just a lot of noise. That's a lot of noise. So whenever you have a captain, then a captain right after it like this, typically the 894 is a good short for a flush. And that's what they did here. So that's that first trade that we did. We made $15. Just keep working. So basically, the market is telling us something here. That we're struggling with the 12,900. That's the first thing. It's obvious. We're playing around Globex. That's clear as well. And what that kind of tells us also that we need to either break above the Globex high or the Globex low uh, of the band in order for us to really gather any direction or momentum. That's what this market is telling me. And it's also it's telling me to kind of avoid this zone right here, which is between the 910 and the 870. And that's what I'm going to do. And just remember, we have news coming up too, right? In 10 minutes. Interesting how Tesla is outperforming here. Okay, started the day, established harmony wave long, hit target number 1 to 3, and now we're hitting target number 4, which is 907. Target number 5 is 911.82. Well, finally we hit that 10, right? And look what they're doing. They're fading it. We got 8 minutes to the top of the hour and news. I'm not going to be jumping in on anything. The 200 and the 100 are in sync, and they are in sync on the long side. Hmm. Back to that Globex, right? Yeah, they expect that. I'd rather be long, be honest with you, but I gotta. It's yeah, Adam. It's not tradable, really. I wouldn't put in any. I mean, you got the news coming up at the top of the hour, and you got price action trading in a range between 70 and 910, and 870 to 910, and you're trading around Globex. And this is a digestive price action, meaning they're just uh, working off a lot of the stops from yesterday, and they're building uh, stops on both sides of the market for the next move. And they're spending a lot of time in the middle of the range trying to do that. So you just have to kind of be cautious of that and under trade it. If you trade it with the minimum amount of contracts, and be more of a scalper than anything else. Just remember, patience is a trade. Okay, 4 minutes, 4 minutes. If they break the 92, that means they're putting the captain setup on the 30 in Tirinko long, and that could run it up to 900. I'm not playing any of it, but if they do that, that would be the expectation. Here you go. So we're expecting a run up to 910 again against that 880. So 910 coming up. I mean, it's 9.5. We'll see. We'll see if they have enough strength for that 910. So that's what I was looking at, and kind of made me say what I said. See that captain set up long, and typically, and it's right on Globex, so they're gonna definitely pump it up a couple of candles, and in this case, the natural target will be that high. So 910 coming up is a target. But considering the news that's coming up and also the way this price is moving, I elected not to take that trade. Here you go. And that target hit. All right. And the news is coming up right now. Here we go. Yeah, so we should come up to the top end of the Globex band soon here. That was a good captain setup long. Are they gonna put another one here? Wow. It was, let me see here, pending home sales. Yeah, pending home sales. Right here. So the next one's going to be crude oil inventory in half an hour or less. Right, we're back into Globex. All right. Let them play all day long for all I care. 879. 879. So now the market is disconnected between the 200 and the 100 NT Rinko. That's what we're seeing right now. Keep your money in your pocket. It's almost like I said earlier. You break the high end or the low end, and you hold it. Then you start picking up momentum. Anything in between, it's a meat grinder. We had one trade for $15, and I feel like I'm a winner. So there's one game that we can play is the game of the 20 NT Rinko, where every time they flip uh, the shadow trends here, just go in, because that's good for like 10 15 points at a time in a very consolidated market. But there's no trends, so you just simply are going in, like right here at 902, and you get the potential to 29. This one was from 84 to 77. This one was from 97 all the way to 914. Here we go. So you got this one right here coming up at 09. Let's see how far that one goes. All right, so what we have here, switch trade on the 100 NT Rinko and switch trade on the 50 NT Rinko, and you have the 200 and the 100 are in sync. So I mean there is a play to go here, and as long as we continue to trade above 880, we should expect a push into the Globex Globex high. All right, let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna get out of that one. Yeah, the expectation is to see a bit of, yeah, it's a good choice, good choice. Yeah, it's not doing much of nothing. That's fine. We're keeping it small. Yeah, it could be a captain. I doubt that will happen, but the thing about this, I don't necessarily want to be at, hold on, averaging into that range, really. I mean, right here they come again. Yeah, they're stabilizing the structure. The longs are more stable here than the shorts. The question is, how can I get in here in a noise-filled environment and manage my risk in an effective way without having to kind of like add in a 20, 30 point range, 5 contracts. And it's almost I have to buy, like, in this case, buy on a down candle and not buy on an up candle in this environment. I mean, if they put a switch trade here at 17, uh, that's not what I wanted to do. But hmm, that's a good one. That's a good one. It's just the way it's behaving. The price stability is on the long side, and it was clear. And I was trying to manage my trades a little bit too tightly for that type of noisy environment. So I opened it up. I actually needed to add to it at 908 uh, for that run up, but I just kept what I had, which is one contract, and Made the money. So we're up, whatever, at 282. 3 contracts, really small trading that we're doing right now, but nonetheless, it's working. How's everybody doing? Okay. Frida, Radek, Samuel, Mark, how are we doing? No trade for Omer. Good job. Ken, break even. So we hit the top end of the Globex band and we're fading it a little bit here. Seven minutes to the bottom of the hour and the crude oil inventory report. So the Globex band is this, right? So 50 points from Globex and 50 above it and 50 points below it. So you see that the price coming up to that 939 or 940, which is the top end of the Globex band, and then retracing, which is consistent with the consolidation. It happened yesterday too in a very pronounced way. I mean, look at that once, twice, three times. And what does it tell me? If the market is not breaking and holding that area, then the market is going to come back into the middle of the range and potentially retesting Globex. So that's an area where we need to be conscious of that. And ultimately, if they end up breaking anything above 963, then we should be doing fine on the upside. The market is in sync on the long side right now. We're just hitting that area where the market is just pausing at the top end of that range. Captain set up switch trade right here at that 45. Yeah, we should see a push to that 60. That's where the market is going to, or close to 60, with a stop under 925. I'm not gonna, I'm gonna be a little bit more cautious, be honest with you. So here we go. They're trying to push it, to be honest with you. They are trying to push it. Let's see if I can figure out what happened here. Kangaroo market. Yeah, that's a good description, Radic. Alpha horn. That's what the market feels like. Definitely does feel like it's trying to build, and I think the building is to a retest of the 13,000. That's what the market looks like it's doing. It's just trying to get in there in a responsible way. And I think a market that looks like this requires us to be a bit more patient. So you're seeing here how we keep coming up to the top end of the Globex band, and we just keep fading and fading and fading. And if that continues the way it's behaving right now, it's going to weigh the market down, and we may end up coming back down a little bit to retest Globex. So they need to clear this area fairly quickly here, or the integrity of this rally is going to be compromised. If you want to call this a rally, it's an attempt at a rally. But the 200 and the 100 are in sync on the long side, so I have to kind of continue to look in that direction. We're back to target number 3. Target number 4 in this sequence is 978. Target number 5 is that whole number 13,004. Then target number 6 is going to be 43. Okay, there we go. Hey, good morning, Hadid. How are you? Good morning. Mm, Look at these sneaky bastards. Sneaky, sneaky, right? If we break, if we break 17, then the market is going to be out of sync again, and then a different dynamics will present itself. Okay, now they're putting the switch trade right here, short, and we have a disconnect. So now we have a disconnect between the 200 and the 100, and they keep fading this area in and around the Globex band high. They keep doing that, and that's just a behavior that it's telling us that the market at its core is undecisive, and at its core is consolidated in and around Globex. That's what this is telling me. Okay, so in order for momentum to start stepping in, you really need to break that. The 100 NT Rinko needs to break the 54. That will pick up some steam. Then 13,000 can be a possibility. And right now they're just fading it back and forth. So the only thing that I would be interested in is really looking at the 20 NT Rinko and scalp within it, and not necessarily look for bigger targets, and more of a scalping environment where you pick up your 5-10 points and move on and just keep doing that. That seems to be the game that's winning right now. And take a lot of breaks in this type of environment, because the temptation to try to pick up an entry point for a big move is high, because there's a lot of rotations that are just not going anywhere, and just it gets people bored basically. So just take a lot of breaks in this environment. Okay, so I took a bit of a walk, came back, and pretty much as expected, the price has not done much of anything. So that tells you, yeah, we're going back up to that 40 range. The 200 and the 100 are out of sync. So you need to see 55. We'll see what this market is all about. So far, we had made 3 decisions, small number of contracts. And we are up 282. Really not a big deal at all here, but it's 86. All right, so you see how they're coming up to that level and they're just fading it. I mean, it's uncanny how they're reacting to these areas. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Broken came in. 5, 6. 6 times. We come up to those levels and just get faded. Ken, I'm going to send you a text. Take a look at it. Mhm. All right, they're putting the captain setup short on the 30 into Rinco. So let's see how they're gonna behave here. The odds are they're gonna flush to 2010 or try with a stop of 40. So what I'm seeing is this. So they put a captain setup long, ran it up, captain setup short, anywhere around that 20 with a stop against a 45, which seems to be hit multiple times and faded. So that's going to be an important behavior right here. Any price above 45, you're gonna start picking up momentum on the upside. Look how many captain setups they put on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 in a very tight range. Okay, so that's important behavior. Hmm. So they came and retested that captain setup, and in similar fashion to what they did earlier. So the expectation is 20 into the 15. Let's see if that happens. So like literally the same formation. That's literally the same exact formation. They put on a captain, rallied, and then retested. The only difference, they retested it closer to the top end. Here they made a higher low and they ran it up. And here they're doing the same thing. So that 45 needs to hold. If you break it, then momentum will start picking up on the upside. If they hold on to that, which they're about to right here, and this candle is going to be very critical. Either they close right here and will go short, or that'll be a good case to go short, or anything above 45.50 will pick up some momentum, and and pullbacks become viable again. Those are the two options that the market is giving us. And there's an option number 3. You just sit on your hands and just watch this noise, because there's a lot of it going on in this market. Yeah, it's gonna go. Looks like it's gonna go. Such a symmetrical moves, like literally, uh, you're hitting one level 1, 2, 3, 4 times to the tick and fading. In a fast market, you don't see that. They never kind of do that type of behavior. Here we go. So target number 2 is 959. Target number 3 is 976. All right, we may end up taking a chance here. Ooh, that's quick. That happened quick. I need to. The 45 was the entry here, 45, and then you got. It looks like I'm trying too hard here. Like literally, I'm trying too hard. The 200 and the 100 still out of sync. I mean, you got to get to that 55, which is not too far away. Yeah, we may get it soon too. So that captain setup with the retest did not perform the way it's supposed to in that environment. So that's a trap that trap people that were short there, and now you're getting the 55, and you're getting a bit of movement and momentum here. Target number 2 is coming up. Target 2 is hit. Target number 3 is 976, and the market is in sync on the long side. The ultimate target is 13,000. All right. There you go. So we're separating away from Globex, separating away from the top end of the Globex band, which is at 42, and we are heading toward the target of 13,000 to retest it. Yeah, that's a good one, Frida. I know you're long and holding on for some time. It's a good trade. It kind of required that type of patience. Okay, so it's 10:30. We have a half an hour to the top of the hour in the morning session. Let's take an overall look at the rest of the market and see what they've been doing. So inventory report came in and the market kind of rallied and then sold off right here at 94 and established right here. They need to establish channel number 2, or otherwise this market will start selling off into target number 2, which is 91.81. You're getting a Russell 2000 rally, and it's a lot more pronounced than what we've seen in NQ. And they broke that high of 1940.6. So pullbacks are buyable, but to be expected. So if you're long, definitely take some profits along the way. Gold, we're breaking channel number 2 to the upside, and we need to see how we actually need to see 7170 and then a pullback to retest that channel, because where we at is vulnerable for a correction back into that channel. Okay, so too early to go long, and this market can resume its short in where it's at right now. Looking at ES, ES in many ways it's similar to NQ, and we're heading toward the middle of the range. In this case, is 41.59 and a quarter, or 51.57 and a quarter. So the market is stable here, but we're coming to a resistance zone, which is target number 4, and we need to see if we can get a reversal candle, then that will resume the shorts. Otherwise, you're going to start breaking into the top end of that range at 4178.5. The market is in sync on the long side in both NQ and ES, so I would look for pullbacks as a buying opportunity into that target, and make sure that you're going breaking even and pocketing some money along the way. And if that price holds, then you have a potential on the rest of your position to go up to 41.78.75. And if it doesn't, you get stopped out on your break even, and then you know, potentially they can break down to 41.34. So we trade what's in front of us, and what's in front of us is the market is in sync on the long side. Okay, NQ daily. Okay, so here we go. I mean, just a minor run up. It took a minute to get them even to do this part. So let's see if that holds throughout the day for a potential rally and a retest of the 13,000. Okay, and crude oil is basically retesting that top end of that channel and the middle of the range. So it's critical for us on a daily basis and a swing trade basis for the shorts to hold that line and close lower into target number 1 by end of day, 91.71, and into tomorrow. The shorts can control that. It's too early for me to go long. I would definitely want to see a bit more aggressive behavior above 95 and a consolidation before I commit to it. So I rather go short than long in crude oil on a swing trade basis against that level up here. Daily, okay, so that's just middle range trading in gold, and on a daily basis, similar behavior to ES and NQ. Tesla, you had that channel, and let's take a look at how that channel looks like. That is channel number 2. And that channel broke down right here at 906.5. And we came and retested it. And now we're giving a switch trade. So this structure is short right now. Amazon, Google, Netflix. Netflix, solid long. Pullbacks are buyable. And you had multiple harmony waves. One of them is at 226.5, and then another one happened at 230, and the price cooperated. Euro USD. See that captain set up long, we had a behavior. Captain set up short, we had a behavior toward it. Now we're in the middle of the range again. So this market needs to either break the one spot 004 or break the 994. Anything in between is going to be consolidation to avoid. That's nothing here. Again, that's where we at for the day. 260, 282. Not really committing to trading heavy in this environment. I mean, yesterday we had an area where we went in with 5 contracts and kind of made a little bit of money. But in this type of environment, I'll just do 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and play that game. Make a little bit of money till the market becomes trending again. And then we'll start becoming a little bit more aggressive and size up in that type of environment. But this type of environment, 1 2 1 2, and just kind of build up your day. And on people who are streaming on YouTube and Facebook and Trade Arcade, we appreciate you guys being part of our day. And if you feel like this has helped you in any way, you can support the channel by liking, subscribing, commenting, and sharing, and hitting that bell button so you get notification of our upcoming streams. We enjoy trading with you. Also, you can join our private room at the link below, and you'll get a we have NT8 right now, and you could get a trial of the software as well, along with your room trial. All right, so we have about a less than a half an hour left of the day, and we're just gonna keep reading this market and seeing how well we're understanding the behavior that we're seeing here. Yes, how are we doing today? Any questions? All right. I mean, so we're seeing what's going on here. The 13,000 is hit on that level, and that was a target throughout the day. And the bigger picture is you got yourself into 200 NT Rinko at 918 got in sync. We flushed, so we got out of sync, and then we got back into harmony around that uh, 21, and we've been there pretty much since that level. So we're coming into the top end of that range. Uh, in the market, I mean, that's a resistance zone right here in and around 13. So if you're long and been long, it's not a bad spot to take on some profit. If we break that level, potentially we could hit target number 3 at 34 and a quarter, and then we'll see what type of pullback we're going to have, and are we going to have a higher low behavior. If that happens, then there is a chance that the whole rotation will start switching to a positive rotation, and the cloud will shift, the swing trade indicator will shift, and we'll start looking at uh, momentum on the upside that we could size up in. Okay, but where we at right now, these type of trades are scalping in nature, uh, because we're in the middle of the range in a channel number 1 on the downside. So market's vulnerable for correction here. We haven't taken any additional trades than the ones that you saw early on. Very small trading going on, just 3 contracts and 3 trades. And we're up to 82. You could go on YouTube and also see that. Let me see here if I could show it to you. Are we looking for shorts? I'm looking, Samuel, like I was explaining a little bit a minute ago. The market is in sync on the long side, but I want to see how we handle this middle of the range 13,000 level. I'm not going to go ahead of it or try to predict the turn, but if the market starts selling off below 54, then that will tell me that this rotation at least it's pausing. Then I can start looking for a potential fade of that move. And ultimately, you have to get the market on the 200 NT Rinko to go down to 914, and that will lead me to being aggressive on the short side if that happens. Right now, neither of those two things are happening, and the market is grinding higher. Okay, and it's just playing around with the 13,000. Even the rejection on 13,000 is not a significant rejection right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if we hit that 34, 13,034. And there, we 34 and 55 are the top end of that cloud. And that area could be a good test for a potential short. But where we at right now, we need to see more out of this market. Right, on YouTube, you can come in here and see the prior the prior sessions that we had, and also uh, we basically have the 69th stream live stream, and that led to about 73,766 verifiable trades that you could go in one by one and see how we got into each trade that led to that amount over the past 69 sessions. And that streaming live on YouTube. Now here also, I mean, I'm sure you see that already, but I put shortcuts to where the trades are at. So you could click exactly where trade 1, trade 2, to trade 3, and you could see what happened on each one. So make it easier for you guys to understand the methodology and see a body of results over time and how that results fared out. And we are on, I think, equity high in our streams. Yeah, we were equity high on our streams. Let's see here. Yeah, we're 73,766, and that's equity high. Let me see here. We took a dip here for a little bit and quickly came in, and that doesn't count our day today, which is a small up. But so we're going to be adding more content and how-to videos that explain some of these setups in a little bit greater details, and you could hopefully, learn more and understand more of what I do on a daily basis. That's it for me for today. Hopefully everybody done well, and we will see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning, and we will do this again. You guys have a blessed day.